What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to provide a little bit of an update in relation to some of our players and the injury report for the Chicago Bulls heading into our game against the Houston Rockets in a matter of hours. This is not going to be too long of a video, but it's a very important video to make, considering if both of these players do play against the Houston Rockets, we do have a fairly healthy squad and ready to attack the rest of the season. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and the potential of these two players that are questionable for this game against the Houston Rockets. And let's see if they both play, where the progression lies for the Chicago Bulls. And that was the news, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Caruso and Nikola Vucevic are both questionable versus the Houston Rockets. Now, for Alex Caruso, he obviously missed the Indiana Pacers game because of a wrist injury. And he is now 50-50. Questionable means, by the way, pretty much in terms of the NBA. Alex Caruso is 50-50 on whether or not he can play this game against the Houston Rockets, and Nikola Vucevic is also 50-50 that he could potentially play in this game against the Houston Rockets as well. Let's start off with Alex Caruso. Obviously, we saw how much of a big miss he was defensively against the Indiana Pacers. And although we did really have a lackluster game, Alex Caruso was sorely missed on both sides of the ball, but mainly on the defensive end. And having him back, no matter whether it's someone that is struggling on offense, which he has been, he still provides a lot on the defensive end and the playmaking side of the ball as well. We can't question Alex Caruso and his meaningfulness to the Chicago Bulls. So I'm very excited to see that his injury hopefully won't be a serious one, and he's not out for too long, and he could potentially play in the very next game against the Houston Rockets. And Nikola Vucevic, this is the big progression for him, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, this has been more than 10 days in relation to health and safety protocols. So this entire COVID situation for Nikola Vucevic was, in many people's eyes, a lot worse than what we first anticipated. And he did miss 2 more games because of that. So him going into a 50-50 chance of playing, it's huge progression in my opinion, because not only does that mean he could play against the Houston Rockets, but even if he doesn't play against the Houston Rockets, that means he's more likely to come back and play against his former side in the Orlando Magic. So he's coming back relatively soon as well. A couple days we're talking about here, day-to-day basis, ladies and gentlemen. So these two returning to the Chicago Bulls is really big for our team and really big for the morale, and obviously really big in trying to help us win some games. And I want to give you the reasons why these two are important and what the meaning is of these two hopefully playing and becoming a little bit more healthier and playing consistent game time. If we see Alex Caruso and Nikola Vucevic return tomorrow or in a couple of hours for many of you against the Houston Rockets, this means for many people that outside of Patrick Williams, obviously, because he has been injured, we have a fairly healthy squad. Coby White is returned. Coby White is playing games now. Coby White is getting back into the fit of things. And we obviously were expecting to see what we see from Coby White. He's been struggling for the first couple of games. He had a good game against the Knicks, and now it's just trying to find the balance between him. He's had to adjust a lot to the Chicago Bulls team, and in the end, he is still finding his way on the team. But he's back now, and he's another player that we don't need to worry about in relation to, Coby White could be out. This might be a game where the bench doesn't score as much, or whatever the case may be. Coby White is back now. Nikola Vucevic, if he returns, we instantly have our starting 5 back in relation to the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, we could put Coby White in the lineup, or we could put Javonte Green in the lineup, or if Alex Caruso is back, we could put Alex Caruso in the lineup. But nevertheless, our big man situation is something that could definitely be resolved now with Nikola Vucevic in the team. Someone that can grab a lot of rebounds, someone that can go out and score some easy buckets for the Chicago Bulls, and just a really reliable player that we have missed over the course of the West Coast trip and these last 2 games against the Knicks and the Pacers. So it's very important that we get Nikola Vucevic back in the team, and he can help adjust with the players that he hasn't played yet with Coby White, and just getting back into the rhythm of things himself, which is something that we haven't seen. He's only had 2 really good games in relation to, or I should say 3. He played well against the Knicks, he played very well in the 4th quarter against the Nets, and he did extremely well against the Mavericks, and hopefully he can get back into the rhythm of things as well. And Alex Caruso, as I mentioned before, big injury concern against the Pacers with the wrist. And obviously, we could all clearly see it. I think many people could clearly see what we were missing with Alex Caruso. So I'm glad to see that he could potentially be back. And even if these guys are not playing against the Rockets, it's a really strong indication that they could and most likely will be back against the Orlando Magic. But I sincerely hope at least one of these guys plays, because it does add, because these are really big players here, ladies and gentlemen. Caruso and Vucevic are massive towards the team's success. Both of them are really, really strong in relation to how this team can function. So I sincerely hope one of them's back, because it does add a dimension to the team. It does add another opportunity for Vucevic to score and for Caruso to play some defense, and just for the team to gel together in total. So let's see what the Chicago Bulls will do with those two players, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully they're both healthy enough to play this game. I'd rather take caution, because again, no disrespect to the opponents that we're facing, and again, we've seen that if we are not coming out ready to play, any team can beat us. But we are versing the Houston Rockets, and the Houston Rockets, I believe, are 1-15. So their second win has to come eventually, and hopefully it's not against the Bulls. But I would lean on caution on this side at the moment. If someone has a high chance of getting re-injured, I sincerely hope we lean on the side of caution. Or Vucevic is not fully, I guess, recovered from his situation. He's not fully recovered from, and he's still sick or something like that. Then I hope that we take caution over forcing them in. But I sincerely hope they're both ready to play, and I sincerely hope that they can both play in this game, because they make a big difference to this team. And again, this is going to be a time where this is the team we have, ladies and gentlemen. This is the team right now in this moment that we currently possess. Everybody's healthy outside of Patrick Williams now, and Patrick Williams won't be in here for the remainder of the season, potentially comes back in the playoff time. So this is the team that we're rocking with for now, and we need to see how well they can all play together. That means Nikola Vucevic playing with Coby White. That means Nikola Vucevic adjusting to the 10-man rotation. That means Tony Bradley moving back to the bench. That means whatever lineup we may be, who's going to be the starting power forward? Is it still going to be Caruso, or is it going to be Javonte Green? Is it going to be Derrick Jones Jr.? These are the things that we can hopefully figure out if these two players do return, and we wait and see how it goes. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video here. Short update video for you guys, and let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get a big win against the Rockets, the bounce back that I think we all want after the Indiana Pacers lost, and hopefully these two can play a big part in that victory, or hopefully they can come back as soon as possible. Have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. Like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the game against the Rockets. Take care and peace.